Hey YouTube, this video is kind of a review and also some information about white spot. The product that I'm reviewing is Lovefish White Spot Parasite Remover. The reason I wanted to do this is because when you get a white spot outbreak or you suspect a white spot outbreak in your tank, you're likely going to go to your closest retailer to get a product to treat it because you want to do it quickly. This is readily available in retailers in the UK. And if you're not interested in all the information about white spot or seeing some of the results, then I can say it does work. It worked fine, and well, actually quite well in my tank, and it hasn't affected any of the livestock. I keep shrimps, snails, and various different types of fish, and everything's been fine. So if you're just looking for that, does it work? Yes, it does. Here's some clips of the before and after results. It picked up really quickly. So if that's all you're interested in, cool. If you want to know some more information, then stick around. So white spot is a parasite that attaches itself to fish and makes like a nodule on their skin and gills. It feeds inside that, and then after a period of time, it's very dependent on temperature. This will fall off into your tank, and then it will form sort of a dividing stage. It will divide up over 10 times to create thousands of these parasites, and then they reattach themselves to your fish, and then can recreate that cycle of white spot outbreak. And it's kind of without some treatment, it can potentially lead to fatalities in your fish, because the parasite affects the gills. It attaches into the gills, and that can cause oxygen intake issues with the fish, and essentially they suffocate without enough oxygen going into their bloodstream. In the terms of the treatment, I would always recommend whatever product that you do buy, follow the instructions on there. On this, it's a 2-part treatment. It's very simple. You put 1 milliliter per 10 litres of water. So in my aquarium, I've got about 200 litres to 220 litres. It's a 240 litre tank, but with all of the rock work and that kind of thing, I've got about 220 litres. So I literally put in 22 mils of this product. It comes with a little measuring cap that you can measure it out. Give it a good shake first. I also raised the temperature of the tank. So I normally keep this at 25. I raised it and have still got it raised at the moment because I'm still currently in the process of treating the fish to 27. I just raised it up a couple of degrees. Depending on your tank and the livestock that you keep, be careful with the temperature raised, but the higher the temperature, the quicker the life cycle of the parasite. At 25 degrees, it can live for around, the life cycle of it is around 7 days. At 6 degrees, it can be into the weeks, like 6 to 8 weeks. So that's a quick tip for you. Follow the instructions, and you can't really go wrong. Now, I had some really good results. You can see in the footage that I'm about to play, right at the start, I had one ram that was really affected with this, one of the original rams that I had in the tank. The outbreak was worst on him. Over the first, in the first day, I saw good results in all the other fish and a reduction of the white spot on him, especially had a large nodule on the front of his face, and that seemed to disappear quite quickly with the treatment. But by the second day, even better, I couldn't see any more on any of the other fish, and a lot less of the parasite on the original ram. And then by sort of day 3 and 4, it's gone completely from the fish, which is great news, and I'm really happy. I've now had the second dose in, so I'm sort of 6 days into the treatment. I'm going to treat for 7 days, and then I'm going to do a large water change and put some carbon into the tank to finish off the process and remove the chemical from the tank, the treatment from the tank. When you do this, if you do use carbon or any other sort of chemical filtration in your tank, then I'd suggest you remove that. It says on the instructions, get rid of those, because they will absorb the treatment and render it basically useless. You won't be actually treating the tanks. Some tips for you when you're adding livestock: look out for things like white spot and other parasites. I recently had a tank move, and it was done by a professional company, but it was a long move, and unfortunately I got some losses. We did everything we could to protect some of the livestock in the tank, but yeah, unfortunately it is what it is. And then I let the tank settle for a good few weeks, like 3-4 weeks, and then went out and bought some more livestock. I got the 2 new gold rams and some cardinal tetras. Now, introducing those rams, they are a cichlid. I've currently got German rams in there, and there is kind of teething problems in the pecking order when they work out where they sort of lie in hierarchy. I've got a big enough tank to support the 2 pairs with the plants and kind of hiding positions and hiding spots in there, but that is, you know, a perfect example of stressed fish. Stress causes issues with fish's slime coats, and that slime coat protects their gills, it protects their scales, and the reduction in that slime layer can then cause the parasite to kind of bed into the skin easier. Many tanks contain that parasite. I've never had any problems with white spot before. Potentially it came in on the original fish, but I kind of doubt it. I think it's probably been lurking around already. It's just that additional stress with the move has caused that outbreak in my tank. I'm really happy though with the product. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a white spot treatment. It's worked on my tank. I haven't had any issues with the livestock. Everything seems happy. I'm going to leave in the comments some more, you know, I'll write whether or not I've had any issues later on down the road, because obviously I'm at day 7, well day 6 now of the treatment. But yeah, if you need a quick white spot treatment, I would recommend it. Go ahead and give it a go. I hope it works for you guys. Thank you very much for my subscribers this year in 2019, and there'll be some more content coming out over 2020. Thanks for watching. Hope it was useful. Hey YouTube. Today I wanted to give you a kind of review, but also some information about white spot and some... Hey YouTube, today I wanted to give you some tips. Gino, I'm trying to record a video. Sit. 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 Don't sit.